What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for the last predicted lineup of the season. Obviously, we play Leicester at the King Power on the last game of the season, 4 o'clock kickoff on Sunday. Ryan Mason's press conference has been done. There's a bit of new team news.
Because obviously Ben Davies remains out, and he's obviously not going to play again for the last game, and he's been out for a few weeks. But Jaffa Tanganga, unfortunately, has suffered quite a serious injury, which is a blow for him, because he was just getting to the team, 2 consecutive starts, and it's a shame.
And good performances as well.
Yeah, it's a big blow for him, and hopefully he gets a speedy recovery. But he's ruled out for this week. Remains to be seen how long he's going to be ruled out for, but those 2 players are definitely out.
You excited to see the back of this season?
Very much so. Very much so. And I'm sure there's going to be the one last cruel twist in store for us on Sunday. I hope not, but I'm glad when this season, which promised so much and produced so little.
Yeah. But it's interesting because it's a massive game for Leicester, isn't it? Because,
massive.
They could get back in the top 4. Obviously, they've been in the top 4 for more or less pretty much the majority of the season. And obviously, after their performances in the last couple of weeks, Liverpool have kind of pipped them into the 4th spot. So they're hoping for Liverpool to drop points and them to get all 3 points against us. And on the flip side, we are chasing Europa League football, and we are 3 points behind West Ham with superior goal difference. So we need West Ham to lose and us to win if we want to get into that Europa League spot.
Yeah, which is a big ask, especially West Ham playing against Southampton, who have very little to play for, have been in very indifferent form in the last stage of the season, and they only need a draw. So I can't see West Ham are not at least getting a draw in that game. The only hope I have is that Southampton are quite an attacking team, so if when they're on form, they can be quite devastating. So maybe they hit a bit of form early in the game, maybe take a 2-0 lead and can ride it out. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Other than that, I really can't see. If it's close going to last stages, I can't see Southampton getting the result.
Yeah, and on the flip side, we can finish as low as 9th. By the end of Sunday. Obviously, Arsenal with a point behind us, Everton on level on points with us, but we've got the superior goal difference. So, I mean, it is important because we do want to carry on this run against Arsenal and finish off with 5 years ahead of Arsenal. But it's going to be tight. Very tight.
Our only hope, in my opinion, is Brighton getting at least a draw. And it's not beyond Brighton getting a draw in that game. We've definitely seen it in recent years that they've always got a result against Arsenal. And I think they're a decent side as well. They're difficult to play against. I don't think Arsenal are going to have it all their own way on Sunday. But, they've won 4 on the trot, Arsenal now. So they're definitely a team in form. And they'll be definitely looking at this game thinking we can take this opportunity of both hands to finish above Spurs.
All right, well, let's get into the predicted lineup. We're going to go for a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, whichever way you want to look at it. In goal is obviously Hugo Lloris.
Yep.
So obviously Lloris captain. Right back is going to be Matt Doherty.
Yeah, we're giving it to him for this one, only because he was the one who came on against Villa on Wednesday.
Aurier seems done at Spurs, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's leaving. I'm not sure if a move is wrapped up or not, but it looks like he's going to be our Spurs in the summer for whatever fee we can get. And I think Mason's probably planning, don't know if he's planning for that, but it looks like that's definitely affected his selection. So I think Aurier is going to be out of this game. I think Doherty's going to get a chance to improve himself again.
Right centre-back, we're going to stick with Toby Alderweireld. I mean, since Mason's come in, he's been the standout performer at the back, hasn't he?
He's been our best defender for sure since Mason's come in, no doubt about that.
And then alongside him is going to be Eric Dyer. I mean, it's been ever-present centre-back partnership since Mason has took charge.
Yeah, Sanchez and Rodon haven't seen a minute, so I don't expect that to change.
Has Rodon even seen the bench?
No, he hasn't, which is a very weird one, but I think those 2 definitely start on Sunday, the most experienced pair and the pair Mason trusts.
Left back, Sergio Reguilon. I mean, he had a disaster last time out against Aston Villa with that crazy own goal, and obviously passing it twice to an Aston Villa player, letting them in to score that second goal. We need a much improved performance from him.
Hopefully he can put that right on Sunday, but unfortunately in terms of the league position, the damage is already done in terms of that, so you can't put that right, but hopefully you can bounce back from that horror show on against Villa and put in a good display this time round.
So that's a back 5 of Hugo Lloris in goal, Matt Doherty right back, Reguilon left back, and a middle 2 of Toby Alderweireld and Eric Dyer. In the central midfield options, we're going for Pierre-Emile Højbjerg as well. He put in a bit of a weak showing last time out, but the game before that against Wolves, he was brilliant, wasn't
Yeah, so hopefully he can find some energy to kind of
One last game,
drain
Pierre,
a
come on.
tiny little bit more energy out of him for this last one, because we're really going to need him against the likes of Indeed and Tielemans. So it's going to be very crucial. He's on top of his game for this one.
And alongside him, we're going to go for Tanguy Ndombele. Obviously came on against Villa and looked pretty good in that last 20 minutes. So against, like you mentioned, against Indeed and Tielemans and people that they have in the middle, it's so important that Tanguy and Højbjerg work as a complete pair and kind of try and dominate that central midfield.
Yeah, because I feel like we can't compete with them physically in there. So the only way we're going to compete is to counteract that with our footballing ability, and for that we need Tanguy Ndombele in there. He's our best shot, so that's why we're putting him in.
And then the other central midfielder, or cam, whichever way you want to look at it, is going to be Giovanni Lo Celso. Obviously didn't play a minute against Aston Villa, and Ryan Mason has really preferred him since he's come in, so we've gone for Giovanni to come back in.
Yeah, we've gone for Dele to be dropped out. I thought he looked really tired on Wednesday, and I thought he was putting a really frustrating performance. So I feel like he might give Lo Celso and Ndombele a try in this one. Then Dele's always a good option to bring on if we do need a goal late on.
Left-hand side of the attack, Heung-min Son as always.
Yeah.
Right-hand side of the attack is going to be Gareth Bale.
Harsh on Bergwijn.
It is very harsh on Bergwijn.
He did have a good game, but this could be Bale's last game in a Spurs shirt for the second time round. So I do think he will get the nod in this one. And we all know Bale, even if he plays an hour, he has the opportunity, he has the ability to make the difference.
And back on Heung-min Son for a second, it's interesting because he hasn't been performing recently. There's no two ways about it. Let's not beat around the bush here. He hasn't been performing recently. So, I mean, I might prefer to see Bergwijn start ahead of Sonny for this one.
Yeah, that's a good point, because Sonny has kind of had a tired second half of the season, hasn't he? He's been played a lot, and it's been difficult for him. So whether he looks at that and thinks I'm gonna not rest him, but drop him, to be honest, for this one, and maybe have him as an option on the bench, it's unlikely, just because no one's done it. Mourinho never did it, and Mason hasn't done it yet. So I think it's unlikely, but I wouldn't be that against it, to be honest.
And then up front, we're going to go obviously with Harry Kane, which could potentially be his last game for Tottenham Hotspur, which is a very, very sad day if that is the case. But me personally, I do think he's going to be here at least at the start of the next season.
Yeah, I hope so. But yeah, he's never been closer to leaving than now, and hopefully it's not his last game for Spurs. But if it is, let's hope he goes out with at least a goal or two and can grab that golden boot. I'm sure he'd be motivated by that. And Kane doesn't need a golden boot to motivate him. He can motivate himself, no problem. It's the rest of the team that needs external motivation, clearly, to put in performances. But hopefully he can have a good end to his Spurs career if it is the end, and we'll see what happens in the summer.
All right, well, let me run through that lineup with you one more time. So that's Hugo Lloris in goal, Matt Doherty at right back, Sergio Reguilon at left back, Eric Dyer and Toby Alderweireld making up the back four, with Højbjerg, Ndombele and Lo Celso in midfield, Sonny on the left, Bale on the right, with Harry Kane up top. Score prediction, Sim?
I said 2-1 Leicester in my preview, and unfortunately I'm going to stick with that. To be fair, against Leicester when we played them early in the season, we did lose 2-0, but it was very even up until Aurier gave away a stupid penalty, and then obviously it gave them the ascendancy. So with no Aurier, maybe no stupid penalty, maybe it will be a draw.
Who's also given away his fair share.
That's true. So we'll see what happens, but I can't see anything other than a Leicester win, to be honest. And even a draw is as good as a defeat in our circumstance. So I think Leicester are going to win it because they have a lot more to play for going to this game, and they need the wins for top four.
All right, I'm also going 2-1 to Leicester, unfortunately. Sorry, it's a bit doom and gloom on the channel here on the last game of the season, but it is what it is, unfortunately. We're both going for a 2-1 win for Leicester. That is our predicted lineup. Let me know your predicted lineup in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.